Hello everyone, welcome to your piano class. Today I'll briefly discuss major scale. Major scale. But before I go fully into discussing major scale, let us first of all talk about music alphabet. Music alphabet. Music alphabet are the letters we use in music, whether to construct major scales or minor scales, to name the lines and spaces of the staff, even to teach musical instruments, the notation and everything is built around music alphabet. And what are these music alphabets? They are simply the first seven letters of the English alphabet. Look at this chart I'm holding. You have A as the first letter of the English alphabet, B, second one, C, the third one, D, the fourth one, E, the fifth one, F, the sixth letter, and G, the seventh letter. That is to say, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. These are the seven letters of the English alphabet, the first seven letters of the English alphabet used in music. So that is all about music alphabet. There's no H, there's no I, there's no J in case you ask me. So simply the first seven letters of the English alphabet. So those are the letters used in music. Now, let's go to major scale. What is a major scale? A major scale is a sequence of seven notes arranged by a specific pattern of distances between them. A sequence of seven notes arranged by a specific pattern of distances between each of the notes. When we say distance in music, we simply refer to intervals between notes. And basically, there are when you're talking about major scale, you simply, in a simple term for beginners, you talk about the whole step and half step. Then you can talk about some other major second, talk about third or fifth. Don't let me go deep into that so as not to confuse you much more. But basically, we shall be talking about the music, the major scale. Now, listen to me. How do we form major scale? Major scale, as I said earlier on, is a sequence of seven notes. But all together, you have eight notes. But you won't say eight notes specifically, because the first note at the beginning is always repeated at the end of the scale to make it up to eight, which we call octave. Now, let's bring it down. For example, if I say A from a major scale, from A to A, that is when you read A as the first note, B, second note, C, the third one, D, the fourth one, E, the fifth one, F, the sixth one, then G, the seventh one. Then the A is now repeated at the end of the scale to make it up to eight notes altogether. But you won't call it the eighth note, we mostly call it octave. Okay? So that is for A. Now let me bring it down to C major scale for early learners, or let me say beginners. C major scale. It is any major scale you are drawing out from these music letters is from the first note to the next note. That is from C to C, or from F to F, from G to G. If you want to say, okay, let's talk about C major scale, for example. When you pick C as the first note, D as the second note, E as the third note, then F as the fourth note, then G as the fifth note. Because there's no H, there's no I. So after G, you go back to A to make it the sixth note. Then B to give you the seventh note. Then the C is repeated at the octave. For example, let me draw your attention back to the chart I showed you earlier on. If we are to construct C major scale from this would be our first note, C. It's going to be C to the next C. That is C, or let's C. The second one will be D. Next to it will be E, F, G. That's making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The sixth note, as I said earlier on, will now be A. That's the note after G, will now be from beginning again A. Then the seventh one will be B, and you now add C again to make it the eighth note. Now, let me use the keyboard to analyze it for a better understanding. Now, you have learned how to recognize your C major, your key of C, that is the two black keys, the white to the left of it, that is your C. If you pick it from here as well, the two black keys, the white to the left is your C. So let me play from middle C. You have your C here. The second note will be D. Next to that will be E, then F, G. Then from G, you have A. Then after A, you have B. Then C again. You see, the same C is being repeated again at the octave, becoming the white key to the left of these next two black keys. That's an octave. That is your C major scale. If you want to form other ones, the same pattern. But before I go further, let me simply remind you that this major scale that they have, this major scale is formed with a specific pattern. You know, I said in the definition that it's a sequence of 7 notes arranged by a specific distance between each of the notes. That is to say, between C, that is to say, the pattern of formation of major scale is tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. That is 5 O tone, which some people prefer to call O step, and 2 half steps. But I prefer to call it tone. Simply, between the first note and the second one is a tone. Between the second note and the third note, that is to say, between C and D is a tone. Between D and E, it's a tone. But between E and F is a semitone. Then between F and G, it's a tone. Between G and A tone. Between A and B, a tone. Then finally, the repeated C at the beginning, between B and C is a semitone, giving it tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. So keep that at the back of your mind, because that is what you are going to be using to form major scale on other keys. The same pattern: tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. So just keep that at the back of your mind. That is formation of major scale. So let's leave it there till I come your way next time. Thank you.